Tom, yesterday, as we did, again, watching this game and also going over some Major League Baseball, we spent a lot of time talking about the American League, which the New York Yankees right now are the favorites here to win the pennant at a plus 470 price, followed closely by the Seattle Mariners, then the Blue Jays, Red Sox, and the Orioles. AL East, certainly heavy, but I know a lot of times we were talking about, like, hey, is there any other teams, Tom, that could be involved? Give me some other teams that you're looking for to win the pennant, as opposed to, let's just say, the Yankees, the Mariners, or the Blue Jays.
We talked about this yesterday. The top of the odds board for the AL pennant is terrible. I hate it. I really do. And it really comes down to Detroit. How do we have the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, and the Orioles, 4 teams from the AL East with better AL pennant odds compared to the Tigers, who are the favorites to win their own division? The Orioles have the 4th best odds to win the AL East, yet they have the 5th best odds to win the AL pennant. Something about that just doesn't make sense. Again, I believe that the Yankees and the Blue Jays and the Mariners essentially should be in their own tier. If you told me that they're all co-favorites to win the AL, sure, there shouldn't be too much of a separation. Then you want to mix in the Red Sox. Then you want to mix in the Tigers. That's where it should be. It should be Tigers, Red Sox, actually. So I don't like looking to any of those top teams, especially not the Orioles. And Orioles, a team, as we talked about yesterday, Donnie, who have a 10-win jump from their win total last year to this year, and now we're putting them as higher favorites compared to the Tigers. I just don't like the AL odds board.
Well, who is it in the National League, Tom, that we should keep an eye on that, will jump what they were a year ago? Like you had mentioned, I mean, a 10-win difference between a year ago and this year could be huge. I know a lot of people think San Francisco is all of a sudden now going to be the 2nd best team in the National League West here. Who is that team that's going to make a big jump from a year ago?
So I do like the Giants. I like them going over their win total of 81.5. I think they've had a large improvement in talent. But going from non-playoff team to all of a sudden like some amazing team, I think that's a step much. Like, I think they'll be better than last year, but they're not taking this massive leap. To me, the answer, based on the odds, I still think it's going to be the Braves. And the Braves, I would say, had a really bad run at things last year when it comes to injuries. Strider starts off the year hurt. He comes back. He's having catch in the outfield when they're visiting Toronto Blue Jays. He gets hurt again. He's out again. Acuna, we know this. We know that they're not going to be starting off the year with Schwallenbach. He missed parts of last year. Smith-Shawver missed parts of last year. Riley Green, not the Tigers. Austin Riley, their third baseman, had a down year. Like, they just didn't have all their pieces together at the same time. But when you look at the talent that they have, that so much of it's locked up long term, they are still one of the best talent-based teams when it comes to the NL. Putting the pieces together and actually being healthy is a different story, but I'm always going to like the Braves.
Quick little rapid fire for you, Tom. American League NL MVPs here. Who would you rather take, Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani? Who has the better chance non-odds here?
I would say Judge. I really do. I think just the home runs, and I'm not sure if there's many players to compete for it. In the NL, if Ohtani even has a little bit of a down year, and again, if Acuna does what he did back in 2022, 2023 with a 40 and 80, that could win an MVP.
Major League Baseball coming to you soon. Already playing in the Grapefruit League in the Cactus League. Before you know it, it will be March the 25th. We'll be right back. Thanks, Tom, for joining us this morning. Let's brighten your day. You might be watching from the Northeast right now, absolutely buried under snow, just like I am. Or you could be watching from South Florida and enjoying yourself like Joe Ranieri is down there. You might get the best of both worlds. It's what we give you each and every morning right here on the early line. Donnie Rightside and Joe Ranieri. But it is time for the Grapefruit League and the Cactus League here to take control and take us right into the World Baseball Classic and then eventually into opening day. But now, Joe, here's the issue. We're going to enjoy this Major League Baseball season. We're going to handicap, we're going to bet, we're going to do a ton of shows and enjoy ourselves. But December 1st, 2026, that's when the CBA expires in Major League Baseball, and the labor deal will be up in the air. But the new interim leader here of the Major League Baseball Players Association has been named. It's Bruce Meyer. And he reiterates, Joe, his position. Yeah, there will be no salary cap. What do you think about that? Shot fired.
I mean, listen, and from what we hear, he was really the guy, pulling all the strings behind the scenes anyway. So I doubt very much that now that he is in charge, even on an interim basis, that anything is going to change. Their stance is still going to be there, Donnie. And we're still heading towards a lockout. I mean, you opened that can of worms for how many years? And I just don't see how you're putting that back in the bottle. I really don't. That genie's out, Donnie.
like when you say, like, we have to come to a compromise, like the owners aren't going to be like, the players will go like, yeah,
Nope.
no salary cap, but we would like a floor in Major League Baseball of
Yeah.
$150 million. The owners go, so we spend more both ways on both ends and burn the candle that
Yep.
way? That's the problem that we're going to have. And starting on time, good luck. There's no way, shape, or form. Like you look at the Kalshi Poly Market Index this year, Joe, like, okay, well, we have a lockout by the, there's no way they come to a deal before December. They're not going to they're not even going to get to the table before we get to spring training, it feels like. So I don't know, Joe, if they're stupid enough to wipe out a season. They're going to both posture on both sides. No salary cap, $75 million war chest on the other side. But I'm going to tell you one thing. We are going to have a season, Joe, that I feel that starts like around the 4th of July, and it's a 2-month sprint, and 20 teams are in the playoffs to try to make back their money in the regular season with some extra gates here. There is no way. I just can't see it. Tom and I go back and forth on pro baseball today. He thinks there'll be a full Major League Baseball season. I say absolutely, Joe, zero chance at that happening.
No, I think they're going to be so worlds apart, Donnie. And, listen, I'll be an optimist. I hope that listen, we've known this is coming for a while now. So I'm hoping there are some back channels open or something is going on behind the scenes where, this won't all be everyone digging in right off the bat. You know what I mean? I'm hoping they can come up with something, but so I just have this feeling, Donnie, they are just going to be so far apart, and it's not going to matter one way or the other.
And you're going to see this, too. You see it a little bit in the NFL whenever they have, like, labor-type issues. It's the smaller market teams that will band together and grab enough votes that no matter what happens, they can't ratify, like, a new CBA unless they get their way. They are going to be dug in here. And the people that are going to play, it's not the pro players. They're going to have plenty of money, and they'll probably have their own war chest. And the, Major League Baseball owners, it's us, the fans, that are going to get cheaped out of a season next year when you know that's going to happen. How, by the way, the Minnesota Twins, who basically sold their whole team last year, it felt like, hey, Buxton's coming back, and that's all fine and good. They already lost Pablo Lopez, and now all-star right-hander Joe Ryan, inflammation in his lower back. Lower back inflammation, just getting started on the season. Good luck with that, Joe Ryan.
Yeah, not good. It was also an issue for him a little bit last year, too. So, guys coming in to spring training and already experiencing some of that's not a good sign for the Minnesota Twins or Joe Ryan.
Hey, coming to save the day for Chicago Cubs, Michael Conforto. He used to be a superstar with the New York Mets. I can't even count the teams that he's been on since then, Joe.
Yeah. I mean, the ultimate guy, right? He'll probably have like 9 uniforms when it's all said and done that he's worn in Major League Baseball. But listen, he keeps getting signed, right? Bottom line, he serves his purpose, but he's not going to be a guy that's going to move the needle one way or the other. But he is a guy that will absolutely create some depth for some teams.
You want to move the needle here for the New York Yankees. They didn't have Gerrit Cole last year, but Gerrit Cole feels great from yesterday after facing hitters for the first time. Topping out at 97, getting back into the groove, Gerrit Cole.
Yeah, all reports out of Yankees camp that it's, he looks really, really good. No discomfort, no nothing. That is a great sign. Now it's just a matter of, all right, how long, can we stretch him out? Because pitch limits are coming for a lot of these guys here. We won't be seeing them for 5, 6, 7 innings anytime soon.
By the way, Bryce Harper was advocating for a reunion to the Philadelphia Phillies for Rhys Hoskins, and Dave Dombrowski told him to pound sand. Not a good look here in Philadelphia. But again, I don't know where Rhys Hoskins was going to go, but he does go to the Guardians. How about that?
Yeah, there you go. I wonder if he bet on that. Is this too soon? That's brutal. Absolutely.
I'll tell you what's not too soon here. Hour number 2 coming up next right here on the Grid.